everybody, this is Eddie B from Choirology on GODRadio1.com back at you. And I am here with the amazing Sheila Waters Mosley. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. You look good, too.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to jump right in here. How long have you been singing or doing ministry?
You know, I've really been singing most all my life. As far as I can remember, I can recall stories of my mom telling me as a little baby, 3, 4, and 5 years old, I would sing. No lyrics, but I would be singing some type of melody. And so singing and music was just always in me from birth, it seems.
My God, so that means it's a natural gift from God. I love it. I love it. Who are some of your biggest influencers as far as other artists?
Well, as far as other artists go, I would have to say Aretha Franklin. Also, Walter Hawkins and Love Fellowship. I would sit in front of the vinyl record player for hours as a 7, 8-year-old girl, listening over and over to his records for way back from the 70s. And so I would have to say those two among many others. Yeah.
Walter Hawkins and Aretha are favorites of mine, too. Who, if anybody, pushed you and inspired you to do music as a ministry or career?
Well, you know, I grew up in church. And so, you know, when the mothers recognize the gift in you, they really push you and get behind you. And I have to give a shout out to my mom again, because she taught me my first solo. And she's a singer in her own right. And so, you know, her training me up and coming out of the church. And I don't know if you remember Ricky Womack and the Christian Essence. I grew up at Missionary, and he was the minister of music, and Wayne Earl and all of those guys. It was just wonderful just watching them and learning and gleaning from them. Just as a little girl, I didn't realize how much was being poured into me as a little girl.
What an amazing foundation you have had. So you couldn't help but be great. You couldn't help it. I got one more question, and that question is, what can we expect from you today?
Well, you know, it's going to be a little bit of everything in there for gospel music lovers. I'm doing, you know, a little bit of jazziness and some traditional. And I'm also debuting my new single. I'm working on my EP right now, and so I'll be debuting my single. So I'm excited about that. It's a worship and praise type song that, you know, praise teams can take that back to their churches. So I'm excited about that.
I was hoping she'd say that. Working on your EP. Well, it has been a pleasure interviewing you, and you already know I just love you, love you, love you, and can't wait to see you out there on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheila Waters Mosley. Can everybody just stand up if you're not standing? Can you stand up if you're not standing? And welcome to the stage, Sheila Waters Mosley. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Keep it going till she get up here. Keep it going till she get up here.
Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord, everybody. Hallelujah. We're going to get this started because we're a little late, but that's all right. We came to give God the glory anyhow. Hey, here we go, here we go, here we go. How many of you know God is great? Yeah, oh, what you may think. Oh, yeah, God's already made a way, a way. Your mountain, when you speak the word, all power is in His hand. Heaven and earth, yeah, it's a man. He's working on the inside of you. He is bringing Hallelujah. There ain't nothing that God cannot do. And because